It's good to have you with us this evening. This is the 7th year that we've held a public information hearing on our budget as we develop our budget each year. This year we're right in the middle of developing our fiscal year 2017 budget. Staff has actually been involved in this for much longer. It's nearly probably a 9-month effort, maybe even a 12-month effort. Once we complete one, we're in the process of moving ahead with another. And once we adopt a budget, there's a continual process of reevaluating circumstances, and things can change along the way. But as you know, any business needs to have a budget upon which they base their planning and their spending for the ensuing year, and that's what we're doing. We are appreciative of the fact that we have 3 of our city councilors here this evening. I don't see Councilor Duckett, so just glancing around the room, I haven't seen him walk in. He may be here a little later. We do have Councilor Rogers, Linda Rogers, who represents District 1, who is here, Sean Scherer, who represents District 2, and Galen McCulloch, who represents District 3. And so we just finished an all-day session yesterday in which we got our introduction to the proposed 2017 fiscal year budget, and then also had about a 3.5-hour strategic planning session during which we took a look at 15 to 20 different significant projects that we're either working on or that we are looking at beginning to work on for our community. I would refer to those as kind of the quality of life projects that every community is always considering and taking a look at. So we had a long day yesterday, but we were introduced to the budget. This evening, Mr. Mays, our city manager, is going to be introducing you to this budget, but it's actually much more involved than just looking at some of the details of the proposed budget. It's actually giving you somewhat of a historical context about how we develop our budget. What are the factors that go into developing this budget? You're going to learn a lot, I think, and I hope tonight. This is my 7th year to be involved in this particular public hearing. This format, and each year it refreshes my memory, and it's a good refresher course for me. Those of you who have been here before, and I know many of you have, will have learned something. We've had very positive comments about this public budget hearing process. People going away feeling that they have learned a little bit more about their government. One of the things that I use as an example is that in the city of Farmington, we now have a gross receipts tax that's at 7.625%. Most people think that when they pay that 7.625% gross receipts tax on every purchase of a good or service in our community, that the city of Farmington takes that 7.625%, and it goes into our revenue stream. What we learn, if you don't already know, is that only a portion of that 7.625% goes to the city of Farmington, only about a third of it. A portion of it goes to the county government, and the remainder of it, the largest portion of it, goes to the state of New Mexico. And so it's in that context, I think that you'll learn a lot of facts of that magnitude that will help you be ambassadors for us as you go out into your areas of influence in our community. Before we ask Rob to begin with the presentation, I want to make some other introductions. So if you're on the staff at the City of Farmington, would you please stand up? All right, and I'd like to really briefly just go around the room, introduce yourself by name and your position with the city, and let's start over here, Eddie.
My name is Edward Smiley. I'm the General Services Director.
Ryan Smiley, City Clerk.
Rodney Romero, the IT and Electric Utility Director.
Julie Barrett, Assistant City Manager.
Flo Trujillo, Youth Services Coordinator at the Farmington Public Library.
Karen McPeters, Library Director.
Aaron Boggs, Library IT.
Hello everyone, I'm Ira Newman from the Farmington Indian Center.
I'm Christy Benson with the Purchasing Department.
David Burke with Fire Department.
Terry Page, Fire Department.
Tom Swank, Human Resources Director.
Brian Briggs, City Safety and Security Officer.
Judy Wagner, HR, Benefits and Compensation.
David Cipher, Public Works Director.
Mary Holton,
Community Development Director.
Shauna Reeves, Director of Communication and Quality Performance.
Mike Lewis, Airport Manager.
Andy Mason, Administrative Services Director.
Teresa Emmerich, Budget Officer.
And we, Corey, would you introduce yourself?
Corey Starr, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs.
Thank you all, and thank you for being here. We just want to introduce these people to you. Some of them will be familiar faces to you, but we also want to demonstrate that we have the people here this evening who can answer questions and respond to comments if that's necessary. Our format this evening will include about a 45-minute presentation by our city manager, Rob Mays, and then we will open it up for questions and comments. It doesn't have to be a question. If you just want to make an observation or a comment, that's good too. But we're actually looking for feedback from community members who are here. We are interested in what people think. If you think that we're offering a service or a program that you think we should not be offering, that helps us think about those kinds of issues. If you think that we should be offering something that we don't currently offer, that also is helpful to us because we're in the stage of this process where we can make some changes. And we're interested in hearing what our citizens have to think. Now, there are other forums for getting back to us. Certainly, social media, you can offer comments if you'd like to do it that way. Each of us who are elected representatives have emails. You can communicate with us that way or call us. We're all very accessible, I think, in that way. So thank you again for being here. And we'll go ahead and start the presentation. This is City Manager Rob Mays.